Welcome in to this edition of Marvel Friends After Work, a podcast that talks about anything and everything related to the MCU. I'm Casey, and my fellow host, distracting host, Nick and Joel. How are you guys doing today?
Man Thing, why don't you take it away? For anyone not watching, you should go watch this episode, not just listen. But Man Thing,
I am feeling a little iffy today. I went swimming in this weird pond, and I don't know. I think I came down with something because I woke up this morning.
Yeah, you definitely came down with something.
Yeah, last time I saw you, you were in black and white, but now you're all in color, and it's great.
Yeah, it's perfect. But yeah, we got the Werewolf by Night in color, and it looks beautiful. I loved it. It was everything I wanted it to be. I still wish we would have gotten a new Halloween short, but it's fine. This was good enough to hold me over for a little bit. So fingers crossed.
We're getting Lego Marvel's Red Code, or was it Code Red, coming out on Friday.
Avengers Code Red.
Oh, that's something, dude. But yeah, Werewolf by Night by color was so freaking amazing. It was glorious. Did you guys like the color episode more or the black and white episode more?
I haven't watched either yet.
Casey, gosh darn it, get out of here, dude.
See, that's what we should do for Halloween.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, we need our. Where's my movie list?
I forgot.
To scroll across the bottom.
You want a Halloween themed list? Because I can give you a whole bunch of.
You and me.
I'm not real big on Halloween.
Oh, okay. I was wondering.
I can watch. I'll watch Werewolf by Night, and then we can do a podcast recording on my opinion on it.
Please.
Nice. I like it. 2 years ago, I watched 100 horror movies, over 100 horror movies in October.
There it is. That's a lot of horror movies.
It is a lot. Yeah, I just had them in the background at work playing, and so many of them. So many bad horror movies out there.
There's a lot of bad horror movies. But we're here to talk about the good movies or good shows of Loki today. And we're not going to get too off topic because I want to dive deep into this.
Wait. How the hell do you spell werewolf?
W-E-R.
Wait, say it again? Because I don't think I've ever known how to spell werewolf.
W-I-H-T.
No. W-E-R-E.
I was going to type whatever Casey said and then say it. Werewolf? No, this is a werewolf. This is not a werewolf. Who decided to spell this werewolf? We got a werewolf out here, everyone. No.
Germans.
Someone with an accent.
A werewolf. All right, I think that's how we said it. All right. Okay, I'm sorry to distract us. We got Werewolf by Night on there now. Werewolf.
So Loki it is. Guys, I want to hear, without diving deep into the plotline, we had, at least I did particularly, had some issues with episode 2 last week. It just didn't do it for me. Without diving into the episode, how did you guys think this episode did comparatively to last time?
I loved it so much. We got Kang. Well, we got
It's true.
We got Jonathan Majors, dude.
We got Jonathan Majors acting his ass
differently
off.
Than we've ever seen him act before. This was a brand new character. Jonathan Majors now gave us 3 different characters, and it's beautiful. We're only going to get more. And this was such a great character to love, dude. The stuttering, everything about his character was great. The whole episode was phenomenal. Miss Minutes was crazy. I loved it.
So you rate it definitely higher than last time. It was definitely a better pace than last episode.
Yeah. A lot going on. A lot of cool little details. Tying it into that time in Chicago. It's way more fun. I don't know. The TVA, honestly, being in the TVA is kind of boring for me. I don't know. I like
it is a little bit.
Yeah. It was all right in season 1. It was like, okay, cool. We're really getting to figure it out. They were still going to different places. And now we're like, all right, we need to expand. We need to move forward past the TVA. Let's get out there.
Well, most of this episode spends time outside the TVA, but we did get a little bit in the TVA, and I want to shine it a little bit on OB. I love the scene where Mobius asks, well, we can hack in, and OB gets excited. Really? That's great. You can do that? And Loki 7. No, I think he was asking if we could. Yeah. I thought it was great. I want OB to be in every episode. I don't want him to leave him out. So I'm like, he got a scene. This is great.
Yes,
he's really great.
It was great. Everything he does and has done is great, and we need to see him outside of Loki. I want to see him in another project somehow, some way, somewhere. It would be so fun to see him interact with other people other than Loki, Mobius, and Casey.
He's a stunt coordinator, or he spent a bunch of time working as a stunt coordinator. So I'd like to see some of his moves. Like you haven't seen anything everywhere all at once, but it won awards. It was great. Action
You are not the
sequences were
only
great.
person to say we need to watch that. Maybe we should add that
You
to
should
this list.
add it to the
Put that on
list.
the list,
Add to
too.
the list.
But I don't even. He says like 6 words in a row. I don't know what you're saying. What's the title of it?
Anything?
Everywhere, anywhere, all at once. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Isn't it?
Everything, everywhere, all at once. Something, anything, always, sometimes, everywhere, all at once.
The list continues to grow. All right. Anyways,
So let's start at a little bit at the beginning because so much kind of happened. I'm not exactly sure, like, to either jump around or go by character. I want to start at the very beginning. I loved how they showed us where they were by, like, on the top of the roof. There was like a little wind directional thing, and it said Chicago on it. I thought that was a cute, like, Easter egg way of being like, oh, we're in Chicago, without us having to wait for a line to tell us about it. So that was something I noticed that I really
the
liked.
Windy City, you're saying? All right.
Yep.
I didn't even touch that, but I like that. Yeah.
Cool little wind vane, and it said the sacred timeline.
It
on
says
it.
Sacred Timeline.
I love that they've got that little writing on there to be like, you don't have to look for details or anything. They just tell you. They're like, here you go, stupid people. You're on the sacred timeline right now.
You can add me to that list because I hate trying to look around and figure out where the hell we are in these timelines. So just put it on there so my drunk ass can be like, all right, I know what's going on right now. That's what we need.
I need it literally handed to me on a piece of paper. Thank you.
Spoon-fed
This
right
makes
to
sense.
my mouth.
Sacred timeline. Just stamp it on my forehead.
They can just walk around little paddle boards, like sacred timeline. Little timekeepers, like in the corners, like in the scenes, like timeline. That's what we need. Okay, so I'm not sure whether to jump by like scenes or like what you want to like talk about the most or like character development. What do you guys want to jump? How do you guys want to like break down this episode? Seriously.
Let's go kind of in order, I guess. I mean, it starts off with a huge thing that they give him the TVA handbook. So they're messing with time or maybe restarting time. I don't know what they're doing there, but they give him the TVA handbook. He technically gives himself the TVA handbook, which is very much like the comics of him going back to a younger version of himself and telling him he's going to become this person. So now we get to see if that actually becomes that person, like if he's actually going to be that Kang, or if because they went back and started things over, maybe he's going to be a more benevolent ruler, a gooder.
A better, gooder.
Gooder K.
A gooder King.
Fair.
Yeah.
So a lot. I didn't really. Some people are confused saying, so is Victor Timely the same as He Remains? Personally, I don't think so. I think it's a different variant of He Remains, and that was just He Remains' plan, so that way a king would end up back on top. If He Remains actually wanted to stop the multiverse war, if he was serious about that being his reasoning, maybe he picked a variant that he knew had a good heart that would try to do the same thing instead of try to take over, per se. That was my take on it.
It's a good take. I feel like it's got to be a variant, though. I just don't foresee that being the same, in my own opinion.
His name is completely different, but I wonder if
we don't even know what He Remains' name was. I doubt it was He Who Remains through all of his life.
Did he not say Nathaniel Richards? In Quantumania, he says Nathaniel Richards.
That's different.
Right?
That was he said they actually called him King or Conqueror, I think, in Quantumania, but in Loki, He Remains never got another name yet. So it could be Victor Timely.
It definitely says he's from the 31st century, though. And 1893 is not in the 31st century.
So it's probably not the same guy.
Not great with math, but that's not the same time.
Last I checked.
I personally don't think it's going to be the same guy. I think I think He Remains picks somebody that could be a good fit, possibly.
It happens to look exactly like him. Yeah.
Well, a lot of variants look like each other. Look at Doctor Strange.
I'd really love it if the end scene of Quantumania, where they kick him into the time machine, remember we had that theory of like him getting spread across the timeline. That'd be really fun if this was one of his appearances of him being spread across the timeline. Like,
Oh, that would be fun. It's
he
good
just
time.
got born at that time, and amnesia has, it's a brand new slate, but it's still him. Looks exactly like him.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the same name.
That scene was
Maybe-
cool though, by the way, with like Miss
Which
Minutes
one?
and Ravonna Renslayer talking, and then she has to go drop she's like, "Are you sure? Right here?" He's like, "That's what he said." So I liked that scene. I thought that
How
was
much
really
time do you think passed? Like, how long has she been gone from the TVA, and what has she been doing all this time before she met Miss Minutes? Or do you think that they've been all at the same time?
cool. Time
Like,
is
she left the
confusing.
TVA to go straight to Miss
Yeah, time is
Minutes.
hard.
Time is hard. I have no idea how to answer
It is
that. It honestly looks like it was no past time. Like she did just go right to it, and we're just kind of seeing everything jumbled up. But the hell if I know.
Yeah, so like a week in the TVA is when X5 was Brad, when he was on the Sacred Timeline for like 9 months. So maybe a day is a month. I don't know.
It's tough. They're not spoon feeding us that one.
I've
No,
already got a
they're not.
headache, so it's not to the time stuff today.
Can't compute.
An unpopular opinion for me, I hated the stutter from
Oh,
Victor Timely.
I
I
liked it.
despised it like to my soul. Like, I hated it so bad. It took me over halfway through the episode before I could really understand whenever he was talking. Maybe it was a little bit like my ADHD. Like, it was distracting to me. Like, it wasn't like I was really struggling like to comprehend the
Nope.
character. And I was like, could you just talk
You just
normal? Are
stuttered
you
yourself.
joking? What? Yes,
I have a cousin who stutters bad. I'm gonna make sure not to bring him around Casey. That's for sure.
Be terrible.
I actually think that he's faking the stutter because we already know that
It
he's a con
sounds like
man.
he is.
Maybe it's just a super long con to make people think that he's dumber than he actually is.
Personally, I 100%
It'd be
agree
like
that.
Kaiser Soze. Kaiser Soze. Okay, never mind.
You lost us on that one.
Don't know.
Anyways, I thought
Unusual
the
Suspects.
stutter. Oh, the usual suspects. Okay, yeah.
Unusual Suspects.
Oh,
or
what?
is it the usual? The
I think
usual.
it's the
whatever.
usual
Anyways,
suspects.
yeah. But he's like faking the limp the entire time, and at the very end,
it comes
he
out.
walks normal, and
I loved it. I loved the stuttering. I loved the acting that Jonathan Majors did for that character. It's just a completely different person than we've seen him. And I know I said it before, and this is why I liked him. And I liked that stutter because it had a drama to almost everything he said. You just kept waiting to hear what he had to say, and it was so awesome. It was just like you'd be like, what? Okay, all right.
He's getting there.
Okay, all right. And it was drama. It was edge of your seat entertainment acting, in my opinion. It was great. It kept you involved in what he was saying. You kept wanting to know what he was going to say. It was such a dramatic way to like present it, especially like I don't want to get like too far into the show, but I loved it. I don't know if it's spice to take or not, but I really did like the stutter, and I want to see more of Victor Timely.
I think I just had to get used to it because about halfway through a little bit more, it started to get better, or I started getting used to it. I think it just, especially like when he was showing off his invention, or apparently it wasn't an invention because it was nothing.
It looked cool.
It did look really cool. And I thought the bidding was hysterical. Because in like today's age, they're like $500. You're like, woo, what an investment! Like,
I could buy a whole big
money.
$1,000. He's like, well, too rich for my blood, man. Whoa, boy.
It's like, hello, kids. That was expensive back in the days. Like,
yeah, it was. I agree though that it took a minute to get used to, and for anyone who didn't like it, and like. I agree that it did take a minute to get used to, and that's fair to not like it because it was just like, this is too much, and that's your first impression, and first impressions mean so much. But if you have the open mind, and like you said, later on in the episode, you really start to like kind of just get with it, understand it, figure out that this is how he talks, this isn't a show, like, and I think it was cool.
If he's not faking it, then it makes it even more impressive that he was able to get up in front of a crowd of people and do a presentation. Like, You know, he was definitely slowly enunciating every word, which I feel like you would have to do if you had a stuttering.
Yeah.
A stutter. If you had a stutter, yeah, then you'd have to slowly enunciate and focus on every word. It's probably way more taxing than me just getting up and bullshitting in front of a bunch of people.
Give me a movie called Stutter Island with Leo DiCaprio and Jonathan Majors.
Sounds like a
It'd be 3
horrible
hours
movie.
long instead of 2 hours.
We are not adding whatever the name of that movie is. We are not adding.
Whoa, Shutter Island is like my favorite movie of all time, dude. That is one of the best movies ever that you should watch. It's such a drama. It's such a mind freak the first time you watch it. It's crazy. I'm adding it. Casey, it's been added.
It's got twists.
Added. It's gonna get a very long list just in this episode. What'd you guys think of Miss Minutes when Renslayer was like, you don't exactly, like blend in here. And she like turns into like an old-fashioned cartoon color clock instead of the bright orange.
What about now?
I blend in better. They didn't even have TV.
Yeah,
I loved it. I loved Miss Minutes in this episode. She was great.
Young Victor Timely's over there making candles so that he can light his apartment or light his condo or whatever, and she's trying to be a cartoon character. Yeah.
And he doesn't seem like shocked about it. He finds her just interesting.
I mean, I guess if you grew up reading the TVA manual, maybe
you would maybe know about her.
She's got to be in the TVA, right? In the manual.
You would think so.
He created her. I mean, I guess maybe she is.
We did learn that she is an independent artificial intelligence. Because I wasn't really sure what she was. Because Joel, you and I talked about she could be like he remains might have downloaded some of his conscious or memories or whatever into like Miss Minutes and stuff. But she is her own like artificial thing.
I'm second guessing that a little bit after seeing how much of a horn dog she was.
Mistake your man in minutes over down here. I tell you what, she'd be getting your man. You better hold him up, man. Golly.
That was so weird. The whole like love angle I thought was just like she's not a character from the comics. They made this character. It's not like they took something and used inspiration. That's why they did it. I thought it was just really strange and not needed.
You could give me a body.
It was so weird. I really couldn't tell, to be honest, though, if they were playing off like the love side of it, like you should give me a body and I love you and stuff, or if she just wanted a body because she almost seems like she wants to control it in the end, not even him. She seems like there was something more out of that than just, I don't know. I didn't buy it that it was all from the love angle of it. There seemed like there was something deeper there.
She definitely doesn't like being trapped in her little Tim pad.
No,
she doesn't.
She does not like that. She's like the genie in the lamp.
She didn't like anyone else being with
itty bitty living space.
Timely. Like she didn't want that at all. She was like, "This girl's got to go. It's you and me, brother. That's it."
See, was it you and me because she liked He Remains, or she liked the guy, or is it just you and me because she is going to get in my way?
The latter, I think.
Yeah, she definitely doesn't.
I took it more that way.
But she likes Victor Timely a
does
lot.
Like Victor Timely. She loves him. He created her. He created it. You know what I mean? A little too much, dude. Miss Minutes about to have her OnlyFans running out here. Like, we need to calm down, Miss Minutes. All right, Jesus.
Did you guys hear that she's getting her first comic, either issue or run? I wasn't sure if they're just doing one or if it's going to be a small run, but they're going to start Miss Minute comics.
Very cool.
So,
I like it.
That was neat.
Yeah.
I'd like to read it. I'd like to see what they're going to do with it.
Buy the first issue for $5 online because just like Moon Girl, that first issue is going to be worth $450 in a year and a half. I promise you. Just buy that first issue for $5.
Dang.
I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. Buy it.
But then I wouldn't want to sell it.
Well, right? that's kind of that's tough to either use it as a trophy or sell it. I don't know, but it'll be worth what you'll at least have extra money if needed. You know what I mean?
When I get more broke, when I have to pay my rent 1 month.
You ever watch?
You get more broke. Like I'm already broke. I can't afford to get broker.
Comic books are $4.99. Everyone, calm down. We can afford that instead of 2 sausage McMuffins.
Not these compendiums
Fair
that I
enough.
keep buying.
Well, yeah, actually, if you're Joel and you're buying a different costume every year with this in-depth person, maybe you don't have the money. I don't know. Who
Hey, everyone has different opinions where their money should go. Some people it's McDonald's, some people it's swamp costumes.
Some people it's Legos.
By the time we record this next week, I will have already gone to my costume contest party. And if I win, I get 7 days in Cabo. So I feel like it's worth putting just a little bit of effort into. Yeah.
It's definitely worth it. It's
I'm gonna
definitely
look
worth it.
ridiculous though. I'm very excited.
If you
It's at a
win, you have to
brewery,
wear your
so-
costume next week when we record.
Okay.
If you lose, you have to burn the costume on air. You know?
That's a little harsh.
You either win or you're last. You're either first or last, bro. So pick it. Go win. If you don't think you'll win, then don't wear it. But if you go to that contest and you don't win, you're burning the costume on air.
I kind of want to wear it to like go shopping, like go to the supermarket.
You'd be a picture of like the Walmart pictures.
It's like about
some of those
3.5
videos of weird things you see at Walmart.
Yes,
like 3.5 feet wide. So I'd be taking up like the whole aisle, pushing my cart down.
I think people just wouldn't go down the aisle anyway. So
he'd be walking and all the fucking barbecue sauces would just be smashing behind him, getting knocked off the fucking shelf. Oh my god. That's great. See, Casey, though, this is why we need you to host these shows, because then me and Joel will go on like a rant about barbecue sauce and what's the best and where to get the best barbecue. And
so we'll jump into my next question then. At the very end, Sylvie knocks Ravonna to the end of time. What was that place called?
The Void?
The Citadel
No,
at the
the
end of
Citadel.
time.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah.
There's a lot of questions that could be asked there. How much time has passed? How did she get there? My two top questions though are, why in the world did she let Miss Minutes out? You think I can't imagine, she knew Miss Minutes. I thought Miss Minutes was the one that kind of pushed Ravonna into the boat in a sense and got her away from helping them anymore. But she didn't act that way. They acted like it was part of the plan or something like that. And my other question is, Sylvie put her there at the end of time so she'd be stuck there like forever. But she has a temp pad. Can't she just open a door and leave?
Yeah,
I don't know. Those are my two questions that Miss Minutes and her still seem to be partners in whatever they're doing. It was almost like it was part of the plan to get there. And she apparently should be able to leave whenever she wants. So that whole scene was a little confusing. What was your guys' takes on it?
I was wondering that too. I think, well, I mean, they could probably explain it with she's got like the master temp pad. She's got Nathaniel Richards' little wristwatch temp pad. But then I was trying to think of, how did Mobius get back from the void in the first season? Did he got a temp pad from somewhere? I don't remember how he got back.
Better unanswered.
Yes, I think so. I feel like I remember him being able to go back, but I don't remember why.
Yeah, he's like, all right, I'll see you. Are you sure you don't want to come along? But I don't remember how he got a temp pad.
Maybe Sylvie brought it. When she pruned herself, she might have already had one. Maybe.
I kind of thought by this now we would have a better answer too on like who pruned. Speaking of prune, it made me just immediately think of who pruned Loki at the end. Did we get an answer to that at the end of
Not yet.
1?
But I think it's. I still think it's Loki pruning himself.
Okay.
Pretty sure
it's probably going to be the last episode, possibly, because it kind of looks like the TVA is at that point being like destroyed or demolished. Because when Loki was running around looking for a stupid stick, the place looked like it was falling down.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. Okay, I've just been like, I don't want to forget about that, and I've been waiting for the answer.
I almost forgot about it. Personally, I wasn't thinking about it
because
so much happened.
Only 3, dude. It seems like this could have been 9 episodes.
Yeah.
We have focused on Miss Minutes, Ravonna, and Victor Timely, but we haven't talked about Loki or Mobius, which are like the other half of the stars of this show. So what do you guys think of their performances during this episode?
Very dapper. They look good in bowling caps and as a magician. The amazing Loki, everyone.
Yeah, I love that part. Loki's like, I can't, I'm not dealing with this shit, and just like takes care of it. And Mobius trying to make it blend in, and you're like, go for it, man. Yeah. He'll be here all weekend.
And then Miss Minutes turns into a giant ghost thing anyway, and they didn't blend it at all at that point. Yeah,
It was cool to see
No.
Mobius and Ravana catch back up. That was a fun little awkward reintroduction. But overall, those two, there's a reason why we're talking about them fourth and fifth out of all the people. They were backseat to the other three. They were backseat, dude. Loki and Mobius are forgettable in this episode compared to Victor Timely, Miss Minutes, in my opinion. Those two stole the show. This is what I've been waiting.
What was the point, though? Like, it wasn't like done badly. It's just that was
right. It's just like we're right. Which this is what I've been waiting for. Like the series is called Loki, and we're gonna get a lot of Loki. I like the side characters. I really like OB, and I really like Mobius, and I really like Miss Minutes, and I really like Victor Timely and He Who Remained. I'm okay with a couple episodes where it's not heavy Loki and Mobius teamwork. Like we got that in the first 2 episodes. Let's move on. Let's keep it moving. So I was okay with. I thought they were great. I thought they played a great role in the episode.
Yeah.
I like
cool fight scene.
Yeah,
more magic. Got to see more
right.
of Loki's and Sylvie's magic. Yeah.
Oh,
what were you saying, Casey? What did you like?
I liked Loki and Sylvie's interaction. I liked it better this time than previously. I thought their first meeting when he and her met at the McDonald's and they went outside and had a talk and that chat and stuff. I thought it was really weird. Loki didn't say it. Like, I thought he didn't handle it the best, like how he tried to explain what was going on. But I thought their conversations this time and the drama that was brought to it was a lot better. I don't know. I really enjoyed their scenes together. How they were trying to get see each other's point of view was really good. Like script wise, I thought it was better.
I agree that it was better than episode 2. I 1,000% agree.
Yeah, I really liked the way that they kind of ended the episode with Sylvie realizing, she was gonna kill Kang for something that he hadn't done yet, which she got pruned from her timeline for something that she had never done. So I thought that was nice to bring everything back.
Yeah,
that way.
Absolutely. Marvel's got a good way of doing that.
Yeah, like her whole grudge against the TVA was being judged for something that she hadn't done yet.
Right.
So yeah, it was good.
Here's a question for you guys.
Okay.
Miss Minutes was talking to Victor Timely, and she was saying your other version of you had all this tech, had all this power, had all these things, but you never even stopped to like make me a body. Like, she was trying to express that to him. And it made me stop and think that wondered if He Remains either didn't want to make her body for a specific reason or he didn't trust her. Because she seemed like she wants to be top dog in a sense of something. It almost makes me curious that maybe he didn't trust her for that reason. Should Miss Minutes be the big bad somewhere in all this?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, she's definitely like the tool, a tool for him that becomes self-aware. Like he probably was doing it out of boredom because he's an intelligent guy. He's like, I'll make this little AI to help do all my chores for me, and then it's Skynet's. And
do you think Miss Minutes meets Vision and gets even more jealous or whatever that Tony Stark did have the wherewithal or the thought process to make his AI into a body, and she's there?
Does she not know about Vision or?
I don't know.
Ultron?
But I would like to see them. Ultron was kind of different, but
her and Ultron got a lot in common.
Yeah, her and
That's
Ultron.
what I was thinking.
Common. That's for sure.
Except for the body.
Yeah, except for the body.
Yeah, but she's a hologram. Wouldn't you rather be a hologram? How's someone gonna kill you?
Not if I get trapped in that Tim pad every time.
Well, that's a bummer. That's true. That's a bummer.
It's like, boop, and you're gone. No,
dude. I need a Miss Minutes Lego, dude. Wouldn't that be sweet to have like a Miss Minutes Lego? This is Kate Bishop right here, but
that'd be fun.
I was like, that's not Miss Minutes.
No, it's Kate Bishop.
That's a good Lego.
Isn't that her name, Kate Bishop?
Yeah, Kate Bishop.
This is like a pizza box. Yeah, Hawkeye
Junior.
She needs Lucky the dog.
Yeah, he's right here.
Oh, you got
nice.
the dog.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Wow,
That's
he
cute.
looks terrible.
Yeah, she just doesn't fit on this.
Does he even move? Like, can you?
No, it's just a Lego piece.
Oh, Yeah, but I mean, you can move her. You can move her legs and arms and stuff.
Well, I see what you're
You
saying.
can't make him like sit down or beg for
No.
pizza.
He's got a hole, so you can stick something in him.
Mm.
Calm down, Joel. Calm down, Joel.
That's
Nick,
what
that
Miss Minutes
sounded
wants.
so bad.
What kind of show are we running? What kind of dog and pony act is this?
Nick, I don't typically my brain doesn't go to that type of thinking immediately. I'm not wired that way, but the way you said that, it was immediate. I was like, don't say that.
It's been 10 months since we've been doing this podcast, and we finally are starting to corrupt Casey's mind. I love it. It has taken a while.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Talking about Miss Minutes.
Too much.
Getting everybody. Yeah.
All right. What are we talking about?
What do you guys think of the scene where Mobius and Loki at the fair came across the Asgard stuff, and they were supposed to be Odin and Thor, and Loki was saying it's nothing like this. He was physically upset.
Who was the dude? It was
Balder the Brave.
Balder the Brave.
He's like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah. And
I love when he's like, you
Mobius
shouldn't be upset over it.
Everybody knows about that. Everybody knows Balder the Brave. Come on, Balder the Brave. It's like a joke that nobody, just like Nick, is like, I don't know, who's Balder the Brave?
Who is
somebody who's never appeared in anything except he was supposed to be in the Doctor Strange. He was supposed to be in the Illuminati, but they ended up not using him.
Really?
Yeah, they had concept art for Daniel Craig to play him.
Ooh, that would be
just
cool.
Make a fun cameo. Yeah.
You know, Daniel Craig made an uncredited cameo as a stormtrooper in in episode 7. What is the episode 7 called? I can't think of it right now.
Shitty movie.
No, it's not. It's a great movie. The Force Awakens.
Force Awakens.
Oh, you're crazy.
That's
7, 8, and 9 were so good, dude. 7, 8, and 9. The only thing is that the storyline between the three didn't really work. But as solo movies, all three of them are so fucking good. They're so good. They're exactly what I wanted Star Wars to be this whole time. Don't get us talking about Star Wars.
Yeah. I don't know anything about Star Wars. I have not seen it yet.
Vader. And Obi-Wan.
Surprise.
If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful.
You were the chosen one. I hate you.
We're just going to do a Lego reenactment of episode 3. I thought you were here for Marvel. Nope. You're going to watch Nick and I reenact some Star Wars.
Star Wars is owned by Marvel.
In Lego Edition.
Comics, at least. In Lego Edition, of course. Yeah. Called Cold Blue.
You guys are exhausting.
I can't wait
for Blue Harvest.
Cold Blue Harvest. Boom, dude. Which, by the way, the Family Guy Blue Harvest is such a good fucking episode, series, show, whatever.
Put that on the list too, Casey.
It should be on the list. But real quick,
Nick has to add it.
Lego Marvel Code Red. This is going to be so cool, guys. Did you watch the trailer for it?
I didn't. I stated previously that I'm not a big Lego movie type person.
Prepare to be changed, all right? Because this is gonna be sweet. I don't know. From what I saw, it looks awesome. It looks hilarious. It looks funny. It looks sweet. I hope it's longer than 10 minutes. I hope it's a good, actual, worthwhile watch.
Oh, Marvel just missed a great opportunity. They should have, in the Multiverse of Madness, they should have went to visit a world, even if it was for a few minutes. It should have been a Lego world, and the characters should have been Doctor Strange and America Chavez should have been as Legos. When they enter the world, they would have looked like Legos. That would have been hysterical.
That in Spider-Man Across the Universe, the second episode, the second movie of the animated Iron-Man. They go to the Daily Bugle here, which you can't see, but they go to the Daily Bugle, and they're in that for a minute and a half. So it's really cool.
I'm gonna look up the Code Red thing, but what's it about? Can you give me a brief synopsis?
It just looked like a lot of clunking, clashing around. Collector comes, and the collector wants to collect all the minifigs, all the most popular minifigs and the rarest minifigs, and he gets this in his head where he wants to now collect the Avengers minifigs, and the Avengers have to stop him from collecting them.
Marvelous.
Yes, it looks great. It looks great. Honestly,
so unexpected.
Watch the trailer. It's going to be so freaking cool. We're doing a full episode on it when it comes out, whether you guys like it or not.
I think it sounds good. Sounds good.
No, it sounds good.
All right, back to the time machine. I mean,
yeah.
I almost gave up trying to get you guys on track. I was like, I'm just going to let them finish this Lego.
We finished it up. We're back.
It was Marvel Lego.
Look, where do you see? What are you hoping to see for episode 4?
More
Where do you
Victor
kind of see it
Timely.
going?
Yeah, give me Victor
More
Timely.
Victor Timely. I want the whole episode, Victor. Like in the episode of Boba Fett, that it was all just the Mandalorian, and Boba Fett wasn't even in his own show. That's what I want for this. No Loki, no Mobius, just a Victor Timely episode. It would be sweet. That's what I want.
We know from the previews that he's got to do something with a temporal loom. Like they show him the little. They reenact it with a Lego. Is that a Lego? It's a minifigure of him, of somebody walking down that catwalk towards the temporal loom, and he's in the background. So he's going to the TVA. I would like to see him in the TVA doing TVA things.
Ooh, I got one more. Hold on. But when he goes to the TVA, when we get to see that, I want Victor Timely to marvel at OB, because OB wrote that manual and he sees his picture. You see that picture while he looks at, like, he opens it up and you see the picture. So he knows who that is. And I want them to meet. And I think it'd be so good to see OB and Victor Timely conversing together. Oh,
does OB know him?
I don't think so. Well, maybe he does, but I would hope. In my theory, in my idea, I would know he wouldn't know him. He wouldn't know who it is, and they are literally just conversing, and they're meeting each other for the first time. And he's like, "Whoa, you wrote this? Like, this is like been the book that I grew up on." And I think that'd be really cool, just because I love those actors.
Agree.
I have 2 major questions left. So we still actually, if Victor Timely isn't He Who Remains, which I really don't think it is, I don't think it's the same guy. Are we ever gonna get the past of He Who Remains and how the TVA came to be? 'Cause he's the one who made it. He's the one who put the timekeepers. That's what those 3 robots were, right? He's the one who put the timekeepers there. He's the one who made like the TVA and all that shit. So are we just never gonna get an answer to it then? If Victor Timely is He Who Remains, then I think we will eventually kind of get like the pieces put together how it came to be. But I don't think that's the case. It just does not make any sense to me at all. So I don't think so. It's like, wait, I kind of want to know how the TVA got there, personally.
I think we will find out that answer, but it won't be in Loki. And I think somehow it's going to be in the Secret Wars or Kang Dynasty. Something will get brought up to finally tell us, and this will be 2-3 years later from right this moment, and we will finally realize, oh, so that's how it happened, or that's how it was built. That's why I did it, this and that. But we will not find out this season in Loki. I bet, because Marvel likes to hold things.
Yeah, if they stick with the whole time loop and time being a circle, I think there's a pretty strong chance that there's like a reset button where somebody pushes the big red button that says "Do not push," and it resets time in the TVA, which would be frustrating because then you wouldn't get any of those answers. But it would probably be way easier to write and film than trying to do a whole creation of the TVA.
Yeah. Yep.
So if Victor Timely isn't He Who Remains, he comes to the TVA and hopes that he can fix the loom. What's showing that in the future is that the TV is going to fall apart, which kind of shows that Victor Timely might not be able to fix the loom, or he's faking it all and he's not there to help at all.
He's just got to push that big red button. That's all it is.
Just push the button, goddammit.
At the very end of OB's manual, it probably says, and remember that red button, go ahead and push that now.
I bet it does. Yeah. I bet it does.
But do you guys think that Victor Timely's the good guy or the bad guy? Because obviously he doesn't fix the loom because the TV is falling apart in the future.
I definitely think he's the gooder Kang.
I don't.
Gooder. No?
And what's he doing there?
I don't know that yet, but I'm not ready to say that he's the better Kang, like that he's the nicer Kang or the better objective, more motive. Like it's just, I think he's going to turn at some point. Right now, it's easy to say that. I think it's too low hanging fruit. I think they're going to do something to spice it up. And I think he's going to be fucking evil.
I mean, he's definitely the con man. I think it'll be interesting if he actually gets to go meet the other Kangs. And, he's got the TVA manual that he gave himself, but he hasn't actually talked to himself.
I bet he does. I bet he does. I bet he does somewhere down the line. They're gonna bring all these Jonathan Major characters in together, and
They already did that. It was in that big stadium.
I get that.
There's like
Well, yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
1,000.
It's like we'll go back to that, and we'll see like Victor Timely there all of a sudden, and he'll be like, "What the fuck?" And everyone will be like, "What the fuck?" And it's just gonna be a super fun room.
I'm more convinced that at the end of Quantumania, he got spread throughout time because we've got the Ramatut cameo in Moon Knight. Now we've got him as Victor Timely. I think he's definitely spread out throughout the centuries. It's different.
Like
On the Sacred Timeline,
credit scene,
there's him.
And the Quantumania credit scene, when the king said, like he is dead, they were talking about he's been killed and stuff. People are saying, "Oh, so the King the Conqueror, did he die? Did he not die?" Everyone is saying that they're referring to probably He Who Remains and not what happened in Quantumania. I almost felt like face palmed. I was like, that seems so obvious.
Yeah,
because King the Conqueror,
you see it right
die.
after watching King the Conqueror.
So you're just assuming,
exactly.
This king, but that makes so much more sense that they were talking about He Remains, and I was like, I feel kind of stupid for not like seeing that. Like that's so obvious.
Damn.
Yeah, because they were the ones who trapped him in the quantum realm, so he was already not a threat.
He was
so
the one
dying wouldn't change anything. He's even less of a threat if he dies.
Right. So they were referring to the big guy.
He Who Remains. Yeah.
However, if he got let out and set to a bunch of different timelines, it will be fucking bad. I don't know what Marvel's about to do with Kang and all this stuff. Like that's why I like it.
Give me them all.
I'd take them all, and I don't know what's going on. Oh, my phone.
That's why the freaking stutter, I think, bothered me so much from Victor Timely, because it was taking forever. I was like, just talk so we can get through this scene faster so I can hear more information. I think I was just being impatient, I think is why it was driving me out of my mind.
Yep.
That's my theory.
Here comes the Marvel content, Casey. Open wide.
Slowly, and it's like, don't give me like the little choo-choo. I need an airplane. Faster.
You just wanting to just turn the bowl up.
Yes. That'd be a better way of doing it.
Too many
Do you guys have any last things you want to say for episode 3 before we move on to hopefully more Victor Timely next week?
Victor Timely. I want more of them. I want some jet skis.
Yes, we haven't got jet ski yet.
Haven't got the jet skis yet.
Miss Minutes is coming on strong. I'm very curious to see what they do with that.
Yeah, I'm not that curious.
I want to know what the big secret is, right? I got a secret, but it's
I know what the secret is. It fits in with my theory for her last time, where they were supposed to be in it together, but he put her in a safe place or wiped her memory and put her in a safe place. And that would make her pissed off that they were going to conquer the world together. And then he knew she was going to die. So he wiped Ravonna's memory and just stuck her in the TVA so she'd be safe. That would piss her off.
That would piss her off.
I think my theory still can stand, at least to some extent. I'm excited for my theory.
Hell yeah, you should be. Yeah,
I would like it if she was like a princess, like in the comics. She was actually a princess and a ruler of this place. And then she bumped into Kang at some point, and he stole her from the timeline, took all that away from her, and got her stuck in the TVA. Because all she wants to do, it seems like she wants to rule. She wants to be in charge, wants to be powerful. So
it's in her blood. She's a queen, maybe.
Yeah, she's a queen, princess, whatever, ruler. And Kang took that from her, took her timeline, wiped her timeline out. I think that would be a fun twist.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
It's a different twist on like the Hela and Odin, like she wants to rule kind of thing, and he's like, "Whoa, dude, you're going a little overboard." But so there's a different kind of twist on that, so I like that.
Anything else you guys have? Or are we ready to wrap it up for this week?
Give me all the Victor Timely. That's all I got.
Okay, guys. If you're watching Loki, or you know friends who are watching it and you want to hear about it or talk about it, tune in to us on Spotify. You can find us on Spotify and YouTube. That's what I was gonna say. Spotify and YouTube. Also, if you guys have theories or stuff you want to talk about, you guys can send us an email at marvelfriendsafterwork. Yeah, marvelfriendsafterwork@gmail.com. And so we'd love to hear, and I would love to read them out loud, and we can discuss them and talk about your guys' theories and thoughts too. So next week, guys.
Woo woo, go Marvel.